Hi guys, my name is Jefferson Rojas and today I'm going to represent to Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Okay, I was Gabriel Garcia Marquez. My full name was Gabriel José La Concordia Garcia Marquez. I was born in Aracataca, Magdalena, Colombia in 1927, the 6th March. I was known affectionately as Gabo or Gabito. I was considered one of the most significant authors in the 20th century and one of the best in the Spanish language. I was a Colombian screenwriter, short history writer, journalist, and novelist. I published my first novel in 1996. That novel was The Love in the Time of Cholera. I was awarded in 1982 a prize Nobel in literature. I wrote some short histories, but I was best known for my novels like 100 Years of Solitude and The Love in the Time of Cholera in the others, but the most significant novels were 100 Years of Solitude and The Love of the Time in the Time of Cholera. My career began when I was studying law at the National University of Colombia. While I was studying law, I worked as journalist in the journal The Universal in Cartagena. Some of my works were set in a fictional village called Macondo. Mainly inspired in my birthplace, Aracataca. About my life, about my family, my parents were Gabriel Eligio Marquez and Luisa Santiago Marquez. My fame started when I published 100 Years of Solitude, and only one week I sold 8,000 copies about this novel, and this novel was very acclaimed for the history, because was a history very interesting and very interesting for read and very interesting for the theme and the topic, the principal topic, and all the things that had into that novel. I met my wife when I was studying at the school. When I finished my school, I got married with Mercedes. My wife was Mercedes Barcha. She was a very important in my life because she helped me in my novels. She was my inspiration, and he was like a friend, like my best friend, and he was very important for me. Also, I traveled to a lot of cities around the world, like New York, City of Mexico, um, Cuba, and the others. Um, I I hated Colombia because in that time Colombia was a country with a lot of war, so I hated Colombia with for that reason. So I lived in the city of Mexico when I was diagnosed lymphatic cancer in 1997. So I lived in the city of Mexico since that time, since that year. So since that time I lived very ill, um, very ill, and finally, when I was 87 years old, I died at the city of Mexico in 2014. I was considered the greatest Colombian who ever lived by the president Juan Manuel Santos. My funeral was very sad, of course. Um, in my funeral, attended people around the world, around from Colombia, from Cuba, from USA, and from the cities around Mexico, and also also my sons, my wife, my family from Colombia, and it was very sad. So in conclusion, I was a very important writer around the world, and I wrote so many novels important, and so many novels interesting. um, I hope that you love my exposition, my oral presentation. Sorry, I hope that you love my oral presentation, my work, and thank you for listening to me. Thank you.